Our last science article for this week is on Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens article, okay? I remember when Mount St. Helens erupted. I was like 10 years old, and I lived all the way on the other side of the United States. I lived all the way over in Virginia, but it was big, big news everywhere in the United States and probably in the world. Okay, I'm going to read this article to you about Mount St. Helens and the instructions that we have here. Okay, so Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens is a volcano in southwestern Washington state. It's a part of the Cascade Mountain Range. We learned about that when we learned about the Cascade Mountains, remember? It erupted on May 18th, 1980. That means that it is almost exactly 40 years since it's erupted. Wow. It was one of the greatest volcanic explosions ever recorded in North America. Some of the Native Americans who lived around Mount St. Helens called it Luala Cloud, or Smoking Mountain. It had been dormant, or inactive, since 1857. However, a stream of eruptions began on March 27, 1980. On the morning of May 18th, an earthquake caused a landslide on the north side of the mountain. This was followed by a blast of hot ash and stone that was thrown about 15 miles from the volcano. The blast was as hot as 660 degrees Fahrenheit. It reached speeds of 300 miles per hour. Holy smokes! By the end of the eruption, the cone, or top, of Mount St. Helens had been completely destroyed. During the events of May 18th, 57 people and thousands of animals were killed. Trees over an area of some 200 square miles were blown down by the blast. Smaller eruptions continued until 1986. Further activity was recorded again between 1989 and 1991, and in 1995 and 1998. In 1982, land around the volcano was designated Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument. The monument offers many recreational and educational opportunities. Visitors can view the crater, lava dome, pumice plain, and the effects of the landslide. They can also observe animals and plants that have returned to the blast zone. On the south side of the volcano is Ape Cave, a 2-mile long underground volcano tube that formed during an eruption about 2,000 years ago. Wow, I wasn't alive then. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old. All right. Now, here's the instruction page. It says, one of our most famous volcanoes is Mount St. Helens. Read over the article and, if you have internet access, search up a couple videos to learn about the eruption. So, we read the article, and then there's some videos listed here that you can look up to learn more. There's the KSPS documentary, The Eruption of Mount St. Helens and Before the Eruption. And you can search PBS, The Eruption of Mount St. Helens, and both should get you there. National Geographic, Disaster at Mount St. Helens. Just Google it like that. And for your assignment, Mr. Gribb now wants you to read over the articles and answer the questions. Also, watch the videos. Okay? So, now it says for an interview. This is fun. You get to pretend like you are a reporter. Mr. Gribb now wants you to interview an adult about what they remember about the eruption. Okay, so for you, you may have to ask your grandparents or an older aunt or uncle, someone that you know. You can give them a call, FaceTime them. Okay, first you're going to ask, what is your name? Okay, how old were you when the volcano erupted? Where were you living at the time? What is your most distinct memory of the eruption? And listen, If you don't know anybody else, you could contact me and ask me. I remember. Okay. Number 5 says, what was the feeling of being in the wake of the blast, either living near it or the ash falling from the sky? It even fell in Missoula, Montana, where Mr. Gribnow grew up. So a lot of people that you're going to ask about this that live around here, they lived in Washington State at the time, and they remember what happened. Mrs. Zarro has stories. She remembers it. Okay? Number 6, ask if they have any other memories of the eruption. Then it says, take notes on the answers and then put it all together in paragraph form. Paragraph form. Remember, you need to have an introductory sentence. Then you need your body sentences and your concluding sentence. Okay? Besides the article questions and interview, I want you to go outside and find a rock. Ta-da! You might already have one you've collected. Describe the rock in a paragraph based on its shape, texture, that's how it feels, and if there's any other identifying characteristics of your rock. As a second part of this assignment, give your rock a proper name. Once you've named it, write a paragraph about each subject or situation listed below. Okay, so we've got options here. I'm going to go over some of these options individually in different videos, okay? First one says, describe how you happen to meet your rock. Second one, what's your rock's favorite thing to do? Favorite sport, food, music, and movie. This can all be in one paragraph. So you get to make your rock kind of, this is what we call personify. Make your rock kind of like it's a person. Once you've given it a name, and then just kind of imagine what it's like to be that rock and what it enjoys. And number 3, take your new friend on an adventure. Maybe you'll end up at the beach, in the mountains, down by the river, or just in your backyard. Remember social distancing. This is a total of 4 paragraphs. Send it to me in a Google Doc if possible. Have fun. You guys can do this, okay? I'm going to go over how to do these individual paragraphs in individual videos. Don't give up on me. You can do it, okay?